Hello and welcome to Spartan Sports Report. I'm Justin Allegri. San Jose State football is 1-1 following the 34-13 win over Cal Poly at home last week. We'll recap that game with San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan. We'll also preview the first road game of the 2017 season at Texas coming up this Saturday. Plus, an interview with San Jose State women's soccer head coach Lauren Hanson. But first, let's head back to Cal Poly for some highlights. Spartans and Mustangs in a hot one from Seth Hughes Stadium. Kickoff temperature was right around 108 degrees, and the Spartans, they started off cold in this game. Josh Love started for the second time, and this sack and fumble led to the first points of the game, a 3-0 Cal Poly lead. Fumbles were certainly a theme in this game. Cal Poly has this one early in the second quarter. And then we got to see some of the first-team reps for Montel Aaron. He completes on a nifty catch by Josh Oliver for 18 yards and a third-down conversion. To cap off that drive, the Spartans would use a freshman, the wide receiver Jaquan Blackwell, from 18 yards away. His second catch of the game, and he reaches pay dirt for the first time and gave the Spartans the lead. But after that, it was another fumble for the Spartans. This one on Jajon Packer to give Cal Poly the ball back. The ensuing drive was short-lived, though, and in the second half, Zamore Ziegler started to go to work on the ground, here breaking some tackles for a 29-yard gain, part of a big night for Zamore Ziegler. Spartans punt, but the next play, a great job for Maurice McKnight to force the fumble. Will Osai alertly dives on the football and recovers for San Jose State, giving them tremendous field position on their next drive. A couple of plays later, a heads-up play from Montel Aaron. A flag comes in on this play. It was a low snap handled by Aaron, so he just throws it up on the free play. The jump ball for Trey Hartley. He goes up to get it and makes it a 14-6 San Jose State lead. Spartans get it back and fight again on the ground. 9 yards from Packer to get the first down. Then look at the catch from Blackwell, sprawling out for the catch at midfield and a 22-yard game. Blackwell, just a tremendous effort here over the middle. Spartans get the ball back quickly and try to get a couple of plays off. It was just 2 plays later, and it was the top receiver from the first game, Bailey Gaither. Bailey Gaither, who ran a great route. You see some separation from his defender, makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch, and he is into the end zone for the Spartan touchdown. Gaither, again, back-to-back games now with a receiving touchdown. That one from 49 yards out. It made it 20-6 after a failed point after from San Jose State. Here's more from Packer, though, in the fourth quarter. DeJean splitting the defense for a 13-yard pickup. Hey, that play worked pretty well. Let's go back to him again. Okay, this is for 14 yards from Packer. Really did set up this drive really well for the Spartans. And then we want Zamore for the score, finding the crease and punching it in from 17 yards away. It's Zamore Ziegler bumping that lead up 27-13. Next play off the ensuing possession, another hat on the football. Jesse Osuna forces the fumble from the Spartans, which is scooped up by Jamal Scott, and he takes it in for the score. Jamal Scott punches it in for the win for San Jose State. Spartans in their first victory of the season, their second game at home. They go to 1-1 overall for the season with the 34-13 win over Cal Poly. It was Montel Aaron, 11 of 17 in the football game, 183 yards, 3 touchdowns. Zamore Ziegler, I mentioned those 12 carries, 121 rushing yards. That's a career high for him, his third ever 100-yard rushing game. Jaquan Blackwell with those 4 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Linebacker Frank Ginda, well, he had a big night as well, 17 tackles. That's a career high. He now has 8 games with at least 10 or more tackles in his career. The Spartans with those 3 takeaways, all on fumbles. Well, that led to 14 of their 34 points in the game for San Jose State. Spartans get their first victory of the year at home against Cal Poly, 34-13. We'll step aside here on Spartan Sports Report. More to come after this.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport, the Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
Welcome back here on Spartan Sports Report. This week we debut a new segment called Mic'd Up, and our subject, Lauren Hanson, the women's soccer head coach.
Oh, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up, Yachty. Ooh, Jenny, oh my gosh. Quicker. There we go. Ooh, gee, you got some quick feet for a tall girl. Oh, Dee Dee.
Soccer girl problems right there.
Dee Dee, you should not be behind James. Yeah, we were just talking about our shape when Anna gets the ball. Center back's going to the corners of the 18, and then wide back's going up high and wide. Yeah. It's good to see you, hey.
I know.
I miss you.
I know.
I miss all you guys. I'm like, oh, I miss those guys. I tell everybody all the time, like, that's the hardest part is I feel like it's like a breakup.
I know.
Oh, my heart is broken.
Like, see each
You're
other,
like all the time, every day it's your family, and then all of a sudden it's like, see you later. Like, you're gonna lose power if you hit the ball with your hip straight. Do you see that?
Yeah.
But if you have some backswing, then you actually come through the ball, then you're gonna get more power on it.
Okay.
Right now, though, you're hitting from your hip. Power's coming from your hip instead of coming from your leg and your hip. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so just add a little backswing and then go through it, okay? Strike it. I want you to concentrate on balls wide of your body, and then foot is down and out, okay? Not super out, but down and pointed out, okay? Because right now when you hit it with your foot here, straight like this. You see the difference? If you hit it here, look how much more of my foot hits the ball, okay? Try that. That was better. Keep it pointed down and out though, all the way through it. One more for Lay. I want to see what she's got here. Nice. Lay, you got some hops. There we go. And freeze. Perfect. I like it. Okay? Now obviously the object is, okay, to force them centrally with our wide players still. Make sense? Get back. As fast as you can, Dee Dee, you should ball side your back, okay? Ready? Here we go, go! Run them as fast as you can. And we play. Good, perfect. Easy, right?
Back here on Spartan Sports Report, where we're now joined by the soccer coach here at San Jose State, women's soccer coach Lauren Hanson, who's going to do her best anchorman impression. You always tell me I'm too serious, so I'm going to make you do your anchorman impression here. Holding up the mic. Right.
Back here on the Spartan Sports Report, we have the women's soccer coach, Lauren Hanson.
There we go. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, I'm going to get serious mode now and talk about your start to the season. It's been a rough start. A lot of good competition that this team has been facing. Talk about the start to the season.
It's been good. I mean, we played a lot of difficult opponents, obviously, like you said. 3 top-ranked opponents. Santa Barbara's usually kind of in the top 50, so I put them in there. But Santa Clara, you know, they were anywhere from 10 to 15, and then you have Georgetown last Sunday, who's number 10 in the country. Great experience for our team. We're kind of a mix right now between young and returners, and so we're just trying to find our rhythm, and we happen to be playing good opponents.
You talk about rhythm. How do you find that rhythm early on with a lot of young players?
It's tough. I mean, a lot of our rhythm comes in attack, and our young players are in the attack. And so, you know, we're looking at working on things over and over and over again and creating good habits. And once those things start to stick, then we create a good rhythm.
Talk about some of the younger players, because there are a lot of new faces on this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a promising team. Yeah. A lot of young talent, which is really exciting for us. Natasha Harris, who has started in the last 2 games, has done a fantastic job at outside back, but she also has the ability to play up top. She's kind of a dynamic, feisty little player. We have Leola, who plays outside back as well. Fantastic defender. Darian Reed, who came in and gave us some good minutes, but unfortunately was injured most recently, but she's a fantastic soccer player. And the list goes on. And a lot of Jenny, who's a transfer, has started and played every game up top for us and who's getting valuable minutes as well.
Well, you have a match coming up this Friday against Cal Poly, 2 o'clock from the Spartan Soccer Complex. 4 straight coming up here at home. So a good chance for Spartan fans to come out, support the team, obviously, and see this team in action. Yeah,
exactly. And this Friday, we're really excited about the game and, kind of moving in the right direction. And so hopefully everybody can make it out.
And some of the new additions to the facility out there, you got the windscreens in, you got the permanent fencing. it feels more like home now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
so fun to have that environment.
Yeah. Well, we had the mic'd up earlier on the show, so they got to see, the fans already got to see you. I want you to talk us through that experience for you, because I know you were joking around with a lot of the players. It seems like it's a loose and fun atmosphere out there at practice.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we try and create. This is not a job. You know, they're here to enjoy themselves. They got into soccer because they enjoyed the sport and they're passionate about it. And, you know, fortunately for these players, they were talented at it, and now they're at a great level. And so we try and keep it a loose environment, but also a professional and business-like environment. So we have a happy mix, and that's what we hope for every day, and so hopefully you'll see that.
All right, that's the women's soccer coach here at San Jose State, Lauren Hanson. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, come out and support the women's soccer team on Friday at 2 o'clock against Cal Poly. More on Spartan Sports Report after this.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport. The Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
The 2017 Nissan Altima and the new 2017 Nissan Rogue. Cars that could help stop when you don't. Take on the unexpected. Nissan Rogue and Altima with available Intelligent Safety Shield technologies. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the San Jose State Spartans.
Welcome back here on Spartan Sports Report. We're now joined by San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan. And Coach, win one of the season against Cal Poly, and the story from this game, it seems like Montel Aaron. Boy, he played really well for the Spartans. I know got a chance to get him into South Florida, but this a lot of first-team reps, and he really took control in that game.
Yeah, he really did. We're excited about how Montel played. I think anytime you go through a quarterback battle like that, it's hard because every guy wants to be the guy. And as the reps played out in fall camp, you know, Josh was ahead of Montel a little bit, and then when you get to the games, that's when the stuff really gets decided, and that's what happened. And so, you know, Montel did a great job. Seems to be really comfortable out there, and so we're excited to see what he can do this weekend at Texas.
What were some of the things that you like to see when you looked at film from him?
You know, I thought, you know, he has a nice ability to extend plays and get out and throw the ball on the run, keep his eyes downfield, and be able to connect with receivers down the field. So that was really exciting to see. And then he also threw some nice deep balls, you know, and so I thought that was good. And you know, he's a young player, and so there's always going to be growing pains and those kind of things. But you know, I think as long as he can learn as he plays, he can grow at a really fast rate.
And to me, looking at one of those plays, too, in terms of a young player's decision-making, it was the play where he had the flag. It was a free play. Just kind of threw it up one-on-one to Trey Hartley. Ends up being a smart decision just because it was a touchdown and it was a play that he knew there was no harm in throwing it out there. But you don't often see a young quarterback make that type of decision right on the play.
No, well, I think, you know, Coach Gunnarsson has repped that situation a lot with him, and so I thought it was a good reaction from Montel because the snap was on the ground too, right? So he had to go down, dig it out, and then put up a good jump ball for Trey to go and get, and Trey did a nice job of climbing the ladder and finishing the play. So it was an exciting play. It was exciting to see him handle that. He didn't freak out because the ball was on the ground. He just handled it, through a nice catchable ball, and the result was a good touchdown.
Absolutely. And we did get to see some young wide receivers as well. Jaquan Blackwell was in there as a starter, played very well, ran some good routes, caught some big balls.
Yeah, Quan, you know, we've been waiting for him to kind of come along, and I thought it was great to see him finish some plays. And he's been a guy that's flashed at times during camp and then would take a step back. And so to get him out here and to see him, you know, play at a consistent level and finish those catches and, you know, go down and dig a ball in the middle of the field or catch a ball and break it a little bit. And then, you know, the touchdown was great. So it's pretty exciting to see him. You know, I'm hoping that he will continue to grow because, you know, those two guys you're talking about, two redshirt freshmen, so they're young players. So you can see them being, you know, good players for a long run here.
It adds to that depth at the wide receiver position. We talk so much about the running back depth, but it seems as though the wide receiver depth, especially in the first two games, we've seen a lot of depth from that position.
So, you know, I think when I look at that group, you know, I think it's a young group that's really starting to make some strides. Kevin Cummings does a great job with that group. It's the reason I hired Kevin. I knew what he was going to do. I knew his approach. It helped that I had worked with him for 3 years, and then I actually coached him for 3 years. So the language is the same. It's something I'm really comfortable with, and he's a really good young coach, and so you see that some of the reps, some of the teaching is starting to kind of accrue for those kids, and some of that stuff is stacking, and they're starting to learn and develop. And the best way for those guys to learn is by playing in the game. And so to see those guys play at a level and be consistent, that's what we're always striving for with those guys. And so to see some of those young guys step in and make plays is outstanding.
All right, Coach, you talked so much about the offense, but to me, defensively, that's where the game was won. And Spartan fans know that Spartans have had trouble with the triple option, whether it be FCS, FBS over the last few years. What was so crucial for the defense to limit the ground game so well in this one?
I give a ton of credit to Derek Odom and the defensive staff. I mean, he started that plan last spring, even during spring practice and in fall training camp. He dedicated time in practice to work on defending the triple option.
Right.
Just because it's so different than anything you see, and trying to get your guys to have eye discipline and to be trained and ready to defend that stuff is so hard. And few people run it better than Cal Poly does. So Coach Odom, that whole staff, Coach Samalu, Coach Philly Moatu, Will Harris, those guys did a great job coaching all those guys up. Josh Irvin, it's just a collective effort to get those guys to play with a really high level of intensity, and then great eye discipline, and to do their job and not try and go outside of what their job is.
I know this will put a smile on your face too, and you mentioned it with Coach Tomey, the active hands trying to strip the football. There were several in this game, and the Spartans get the turnovers, and those were big plays in this one.
Well, no question. We didn't win the turnover battle against South Florida, but we did against Cal Poly, and that's always a great indication of your opportunity there, whether you win or lose. And so I thought the defense did a great job getting their hands on footballs, and just the effort and the awareness to try and always be going after the ball was really good. So hopefully that continues.
All right, we'll take a quick break here with Coach Brennan and talk Texas. When we return, you're watching Spartan Sports Report.
The 2017 Nissan Altima and the new 2017 Nissan Rogue. Cars that could help stop when you don't. Take on the unexpected. Nissan Rogue and Altima with available intelligent safety shield technologies. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the San Jose State Spartans.
Welcome back here on Spartan Sports Report. We continue to talk with San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan. And Coach, before we talk about Texas, I know that you, the staff, and some of the wives and significant others on the staff had the Houston Strong T-shirts made this weekend. So talk about that. And I know at a time where the devastation of Hurricane Harvey is national attention, worldwide attention, something that San Jose State was able to do and help the cause.
Yeah, it was really cool. My wife Courtney and the rest of the coaches' wives kind of just got all fired up to try and find a way to contribute to that. And we got, in cahoots with our friends down at J. Carroll in San Luis Obispo, who's a print shop that guys that I knew when I coached at Cal Poly 15 years ago. And we needed it turned around really quickly.
Yeah.
And Josh Jacobson was able to get it done. And then my wife and the rest of the wives sold them on game day. And they're out on the, pounding the pavement, getting them sold. So it was really cool. I don't know what the total number is. Even Josh Jacobson helped us get a website set up, and I think they sold 125 shirts on the website. They sold them at the men's and women's soccer game on Sunday. So it was really cool. At a time of year it seems to be all focused on football. It was nice for our families and for our team to kind of focus on. Some people are going through a tough time,
Sure.
and we need to be aware of that and try and help any way we can.
Well, Coach, Texas and San Jose State, two teams have never met on the football field before. Texas certainly struggled offensively against Maryland to start off the season. Of course, they had some big plays on the special teams and defense to get them on the board. But talk about what you saw from Texas in their first game and maybe the struggles on offense that they had against a very, very good Maryland team.
Yeah, I agree. I think it has more to do with Maryland being a little bit further ahead in their process. Coach Durkin's been there a couple years. He's an outstanding coach. Mm-hmm. So he's got some of his culture set. He's got his scheme set, his system set. And, they played really well. And I thought watching the guys from Texas play, I think anytime you have a staff transition, there's always a newness, a learning process that goes on. We're going through it right now, to be honest with you. And so there's some moments there where it doesn't look the way you want it to look as a coach or as a player. And, Coach Herman and those guys are outstanding coaches. And I'm sure they're working hard to get whatever didn't go right, fixed. And so I'm sure we're going to get, their best shot on Saturday.
When you take a look outside the numbers and the skill positions just in general on this Texas team, very, very talented wide receivers, running backs. They have a young quarterback, a sophomore, who's very, very good as well. So talk about some of the matchups maybe that'll be the challenges for San Jose State in this game.
Yeah, it's funny, looking at their offensive depth, there's 6 players that I offered and tried to recruit when I was at Oregon State. Both starting receivers, their starting center, their starting tight end, and their backup tight end. And so I know how good those guys are.
You know the offense well.
Yeah, huh? They've got great talent there. And then watching them defensively, I think one of the things you just you don't realize until you get on the field with a team like that is just how big, fast, and long they are. Mm-hmm. Their corners are all big, long guys that can run, and 10, 500-meter guys with great length, and guys that can recover if they make a mistake, and that kind of thing. So we definitely have an incredible battle this weekend. I know the personnel of Texas, and I know how well coached they are. So it's a great challenge for our team. And can we handle the environment? Can we handle the emotion of the day? How it feels? All that stuff. That's what I'm excited to see.
And it seems like that's one of the bigger differences when you play the 4 quarters against a team like that has a lot of size. It's just the continual wearing down, and over the course of 4 quarters, that's where the difference ultimately becomes.
No doubt, and that's one of the things with even this week we've had a hot day today. We had a hot weekend. Trying to make sure we're hydrated so that we can be at our best late in the game when it matters the most. And that's the challenge of playing a team like Texas that does have big personnel. Right. Is it those big bodies colliding with your bodies? There's definitely some guys that the wear and tear of it, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to who wants it the most, and that's what we're going to find out Saturday.
We've talked so much about the young players and the amount of young players on the Spartans team. Guys like Frank Ginda, they've played in Auburn. They've seen 100,000 in a stadium. Some players have not seen that yet. So how do you get them mentally ready for what could be 100,000 inside Texas Memorial Stadium?
That's a good question. I don't think you can really get them ready for what that feels like. We played a lot of crowd noise at our practice today and that kind of stuff. But there's no substitute for being there for the real thing. Walking in that stadium, seeing all the jerseys, Earl Campbell, all that stuff on the wall, the guys that have their names retired and all that stuff. So, really what I've challenged them to do is just embrace it. Embrace it and go have fun and realize that this is one of those special days. You get to play against one of the most storied programs in the history of college football in their stadium, and let's go play and see what we got.
Yeah. All right, that's San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Take another break here on Spartan Sports Report. More to come after this.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport, the Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
The 2017 Nissan Altima and the new 2017 Nissan Rogue. Cars that could help stop when you don't. Take on the unexpected. Nissan Rogue and Altima with available intelligent safety shield technologies. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the San Jose State Spartans.
Welcome back on Spartan Sports Report. That does it for this week's episode. Once again, San Jose State football on the road for the first time in the 2017 season at Texas. Kickoff from Texas Memorial Stadium at 2:30 Central Time. Our coverage on 1590 AM KLIV and the Spartan Radio Network will begin at noon Pacific. That does it for us this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.